Hello. How are we all doing? I hope we're having a good day today. It is Make Game Monday. Monday. No, sorry, I'll stop doing that. That's weird. But we're here. And the audio is not quite right. There we go. For you. For me, I don't know. And we're here. Stream manager on that. Can't quite get the balance in my head right. Alright, we are back making games. Last time that we were here, we were setting up we were actually just setting up the dash. What else did we do? We had set up the energy acquired notification, like when you gather like batteries, when you get your secondary resource expanded. We'd sort of set up a screen for that, and we also set up the dash. And over the weekend, I have set up the one for the health, and I'm very glad I didn't stream that, because it would have just been me sitting here for like an hour trying to work out why my sprite wasn't loading. So funny thing that I discovered is that Godot and just like game engines or like computers can only handle like sprite sizes up to a certain size anyway. And one of those funny things is with my game is 2D and pixel art, right? But the way I'm doing it in Godot is that I'm zooming the camera. So that allows me to have a full screen or full HD UI. However, sometimes it's still pixel art, right? Like I don't want to change the icon for the health when you're gathering it in the world versus how it looks on the UI. Like it doesn't need to change. It can just still be pixel art. That's fine. We just scale it up. It's lossless, right? So that's great. However, it does mean that like the size of these textures, especially for the UI, can get really big if I'm upscaling them.
I see you're having an early stream.
It is early, yeah. Only 5 minutes, but we're here. I mean, sometimes I guess I'm here at 7:30, but we try. So it turns out that if you try to make your UI element, I had it's about 240 by 240, and then there's what, 10 frames. That's too big. That's like 24,000 pixels. And that's too much. And you get a big error. And I never would have guessed that. But the more you know. So we've set that up now. You can gather health. I don't even think I've got it here. I will show you. Collectibles, encounters, doors. Also I have to change where they are. Energy upgrade. We've got a dash state. We also need I think it's called a health upgrade. It should be called a chunk upgrade. So if you put this in the world and we just run this fresh. But do you know anything about Python? I don't know shit about Python. Actually, no, I do know some Python. I use it occasionally for work, but very rarely. Like once a year, I'll boot up the Python. We got an error. That's okay, because this health upgrade that should be in collectibles doesn't have an ID. And that's fine, okay. What is it this time? Invalid access to property key map area on both base type dictionary? Okay, we got a corrupted save because it never got fully there. Quit to project list, no, we want to go to open user data and delete the profiles that are there. So I'm changing stuff. I really need to figure out how to fix that, but it's kind of clerical. You're not going to have this problem when I ship. Right? Okay, so now when you collect health, it just does this. Which is something, and then we get 4 of them. I suppose it would be better if I have 4 of these. I don't want to rename it. Let me click. So I can fully demonstrate the UI changes that I made. So you need to collect 4 of these to gain an extra health bar. We make this larger so that we can see it better. And then we get 1. I gotta remove the red particles. They don't look so good. 3, 4, and then yay, and then it starts beating really hard and it goes over there and you get another heart. It's a work in progress, but it's what I've been thinking. How many of these health upgrades? We don't want to have any of these in this current level. Okay, so that's that. Now we have to add money because I guess we need money, right? I have Pygame imported, but it's saying it doesn't exist, and I have not imported it, but I have. Check your environment in variables. Environment variables, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit. I've had that issue too, and I think that's the problem. It's your environment variables. Okay. Money. Should be really easy. I've actually got pickups UI. I mean, if you don't know what environmental variables means, then I can't help you because I'm not an expert. So, if that makes sense. And also Windows and Linux is different. Okay, so we've got UI events. What we want is pickups. We've got credit here. So this is, I guess it's a rigid body. Change type. Is money a rigid body? Collision, shape, and a sprite. And we just drop this in. And this is, I guess, what money looks like in this game. We can change it later. Credit. I suppose, like, I should have different values. We can have, like, a 1 credit. So, like, you can have more different colors. We can make them different colors. They can just be, like, 1 credit. Should I write it out? No underscore. And this is really small. Dude, what a banger remix. Pickups. I'm gonna have to create a font for this, I think. Credits. Music by Game Chops, by the way. DJ Cutman, Mountain Range. Okay, so I guess we just have a script. And I kind of want these to be bouncy. They're not going to be that heavy. How much does a coin weigh? Center of mass auto, gravity scale 1, solver, linear velocity, angular, constant forces. I guess like bounce is not something that I can no. Max context 2. I should probably put an area on this actually rather than just relying on the contact monitor. I changed my mind on that. Center of mass. Raise modes, I don't know. Whatever. We'll just go with, hey, Adam Tech Tips. Is it like Linus, but Adam? Welcome to the chat. Okay, so we got the 1 credit. We need to add a script to this, probably in Area 2D, probably.
Bob the building.
Bump the building. Can we fix it? Actually, you know what? Like, make... Oh, you know what would be really cool? If we, like, made it, like, suck in towards the player. That's kind of hard, though, so let's just leave it at this for now. But this can be bigger, actually. Than the actual size of the coin. Like, that's fine. Okay, I'll just turn that off for a second. Add a script to this. Under scripts. The project is getting big. Credit. So we can create a script here. It's really easy because we can just add an export variable for the quantity. Last name. Credit. Okay, so we can have an export variable for the value. We'll have it be an int. We don't really want it to be a float.
You're not as funny that Windows has done.
You're not as funny that Windows has done. I don't understand what you mean by that. Also, is TTS really loud? It feels loud in my head. Okay, so this one can be one credit. And really that's it. Who's responsible for collecting this stuff? It'd be way easier if it's on the player, because I can just detect the area and then, but then, yeah. Do you want a funny Windows has done? Do I want to know what a funny Windows, do I want to know what Windows has done? That is funny. The music is fine on our side. Yeah, the music. But what about the TTS? I had it turned down, I think, but then we had issues with it. It wasn't working. I feel like negative 2 dB. Should be right, mate. Okay, so we're deciding whether or not we want to do something. I mean, everything else triggers a function call on the player. So, like, it's probably okay. The more I think about that, it's probably not okay. But, like, at the same time, it does make it easier for the player, because otherwise I'd need to set up, like, a detection area. Okay, that's okay. It's hard for me because the levels are all, like, different on my end, because I can hear myself. So, like, the music is really low for me. And sometimes people will say, like, oh, the music's too loud. Although this time I specifically turned it down so I can see the levels. But sometimes if I'm not paying attention, like, you know, it'll just come through. Diggs Dev Raid with 14 viewers. Oh my goodness. Welcome in. How are we all doing today? Diggs Dev. Sorry, let me get Twitch up so I can actually manage this correctly. Oh my goodness. I don't want to. Oh my God. Here we go. Diggs Dev, shout out. So shout out. Diggs Dev, what have we been up to? $67. 6-7. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Like, I saw how many followers you had. Had a 9-hour game dev stream. Oh my goodness.
Windows has an update that makes it so you cannot turn on your laptop, the previous one that made it so you cannot shut down your device.
Okay. Oh god, I've got music coming from different places. Damn dude, that's awesome. What are you making? Making a game in 500 hours. Do you have like a Steam page? Hang on, the chat's gone. Chromatic Conundrum on Steam. Is this the game you're working on? Or is it a new game? That's sick, dude. You just released it. Like a month ago. Congratulations, dude.
Don't forget to eat his code, help me eat it.
We're not eating nobody's code. Oh, that's cool. It's like Portal but with colors. and you've got to mix them together or something. I can see you've got to get like the blue on the violet. Oh no, it's like green. I don't know. That's cool though. Shift the environment. I've seen that game. That's a really good game. Yeah. Yeah, it's got very positives. What's going on? Oh, this is music coming from here. I also got rated with like 90 viewers. I think most of them rated with you were AFK. That's okay. That's okay. I'm down for it. Very positive. 220. So check it out if you want. Links in the description. Probably most people. I mean, I just started, so we're hanging around. To give you an idea of what we're doing today, we are looking at the money in our game, which is kind of boring. We don't have money yet. So we've just been working on UI elements. I'm working on a 2D Metroidvania that now is going to crash because it could not find the player state machine in the current scope. That's an interesting one. Okay. I must have hit something while I was away. Control Z. Oh no. What have we done? Player state. Was that always spelt wrong? Happens all the time. Okay, no. So like low key, did not find player state machine in current scope. Class name was always spelt wrong. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're doing it like a 2D Metroidvania, and we're sort of just at the very early stages. We've built out the movement for our character, who can do quite a number of things. We've got dash, double jump, sprinting, wall jump, and wall slide that you have to unlock later on, but I'm going to unlock them all now. So you can dash into sprint, you can dash into a sprint jump, although there's no animation, and we can shoot kind of like Mega Man. And yeah, we've got some very basic enemies with no art, but we're sort of just building out the systems so that when we actually go to make a game, we have them all there and we don't have to remake everything. Will this be a tutorial? Maybe. So the whole goal or the point of all of this was to understand more about game development, because if you don't know, I make a lot of tutorials, I make a lot of courses, or I did in the past. I've sort of like shifted my focus a little bit, but one of the things that I hadn't done is actually made a game. So I wanted to make a game because that's what you have to do. State machine, yeah. So like, yeah, I have to make a game to understand more about the processes of making a game. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to expand my teaching. So if I want to be able to create a tutorial about how to make a Metroidvania, I need to actually make one. And also my original goal was to learn more about making enemies and how they work. And so still working on that, like bosses and those kind of encounters, basically learning more about behavior trees and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we built out the character, and now I figured I'd just keep working on it. And we can pick up a power up here. So just stuff, you know? I don't know about the automatic firing. I don't know if I want to keep that. The more games I check, look at that guy, he's a bit bugged. The more I realize that's not a common feature. All right, I got a little nut off. Hey, thank you so much for following Big Boy Games Official. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we're very early stages, and yeah, I'm just going to add currency because we can... Right. I got a little nut off. Hey, DigsDev, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, man. I should follow you back. So we can network together.
Rah.
Rah, Goosefat's in the chat. There's TTS for channel point holders. Okay. We are looking at money, and also apparently I spelt this wrong, and sometimes you just don't realize you spelled something wrong. Oh man, how much is that gonna break? Like renaming this project find in files? Play state machine. Oh, it's only referenced twice, really? Damn, that's clean. Surely it must be referenced in more than other than that. 2 matches in 2 files, class name, and then I'm exporting it in the player character. Damn. I'm having a tough time believing that. I guess it is specific to the player. Let's see if that causes too much drama. Oop. Okay. We renamed it in the 2 locations. Will the game still work? No crashes so far. And if it doesn't crash on startup, it's probably fine. I'd imagine the 2 old save files need to be deleted. I need to have a button somewhere to clear save data when I like start the game up, because I find myself deleting it a lot. Because as soon as I make a change, the save data, it's corrupted because I've like changed something. And you have to start from fresh. Interesting problem that I didn't think that I never thought to encounter. This is why we make projects, so that we can learn more. Okay, so we have our 1 credit with a value of 1, which is spelt correctly. And now, I mean, there's not really much else to do, right? Like we detect, right? We just make sure that this is in collision layer 2 for the player, right? We mask it, and we connect the signal body entered, and we can just connect that to the script up here. That's fine. The body will be a player character, so we can know that for sure. And yeah, we can just call a function on the player. We don't have anything called the player yet, but in the player data, we actually I already have a value. I have a variable already set up, so that's good. This is not very readable. Let's try to make this. We might just pop it out. That's fine. Okay. So right down here, we can just say on credits acquired, and it can take credits, and that can just be an int. I don't see any reason to pass the entire object. And then we can just say player data dot credits plus equals credits. Okay. Now we just need to tell the UI. There isn't anything in the UI yet, so we'll have to add that. But realistically, that is all we need to do to add the credits. So now we can just go back to our other script. And here we can just say body dot, I can't remember what I called the function, credit, 1 credits acquired, and we can pass the value. I mean, realistically, it doesn't need to be more complicated than that, and then we can just call queue_free. What else do you want? Really? And then, yeah, I guess we can test out, because we'll be able to see in the player data file the value change. So I'll just place one. I want these to be dropped by like enemies and objects around the world. I made some objects as well, by the way. I've been doing some pixel art. Not the best pixel art, but I've been doing some. Where is the file saved? Pickups? No. Environmental placeholders? It's got to be under resources. Sprites, objects, office, worksheet. Yes, here we go. We've got some lockers, we've got a desk, and we've got a drawer. I need to make a chair. Stuff that you can just find around in a research facility, because that's what we're exploring. So we'll expand. I need to like work out what the vibe of the game is, and then we can sort of like get into that. But for now, we can just start with these objects. So like when you shoot them, money comes out. But we can also make it come out of enemies as well. But let's just place one on the ground. I guess we can just place them in the world. 1 credit. I guess if I type in credit, we can put it right there. Oh, it's not happy. Oh, it's very small, isn't it? I guess it's kind of the point. Now, will our player... I don't know what I did, but it's working. Yeah. All the time. You know what I'm saying? Common problem. Okay, so we collected. We'll hit save, it respawns, which is hilarious. Okay, so we can just farm money by respawning the entire scene. Okay, so now if we go and actually inspect that save data, since it's not encrypted, we should be able to see that the credits have changed. I can't see credits. Way to go. It's like covered up by this thing. Energy bits, energy credits. 5. Look, we've got some. Okay, so we're storing the credits. Are credits afloat? It really shouldn't be. Let's change this to an int. Like, I don't want to have fractional money. That just sounds really unfun. From like a UI perspective, from a player perspective, I guess. And also from like a mathematical perspective, I don't want to have things cost fractional amounts. I don't even know what I'm going to make available to purchase in this game. I haven't thought of that. I just thought I'll add some money. So maybe not the best like thought process around having credits or like money, but I have it. So there's that. We'll roll with it. Okay, so now we just need a UI element of sorts. Now I've currently split up. You could buy a goose. No TTS, what happened? Hey, first time actually catching the stream. TF Warcry, welcome in. We are doing well, thank you. We are here. We are creating currency for our game. We've got it now. It's in the game. When you walk over the credit, you get money. 2D. That's what it looks like. It's very small in game. It's like 2 pixels tall. That's fine. It's meant to be small. You don't want it to be big. It'd be confusing. How would he carry it around? He doesn't have pockets anyway, but like, you know, we don't have to get into the specifics. So we need UI to tell us that we've acquired money. Now, game state. Game state? Okay, yeah, let's go on underscore. At the moment, we are just, and I don't know if this is like a good design or a bad design. I'm honestly not sure. I've got like everything sort of in their separate scenes and I just trigger them based on signals. We do have a player user interface here. Health manager. Oh yeah, so this displays the health. So honestly, it could be a part of this, which is not its own scene, and it probably should be. But there's nothing in here because obviously that just gets instantiated at runtime, which is something to think about. What have I got notifications on YouTube about? I don't know. TTS wake up. Why does it break after like 5 seconds? Boom, random person on this earth. Hello, how's it going? Okay, so we need to add the elements so that we can see them. I suppose they get deleted at like health bar. Is this it? Yes, it is. So the health bar goes in this one, and there's sometimes like multiples. I think you start with 5 by default. I also need to, at some point, address scaling, because the issue around scaling is kind of annoying. And then we've also got energy bar. That one there, I assume. Yes. So you have like 3 of those, right? And so that's what that looks like. Can we get a dog in the chat? My dog is not with me right now. Yeah, it's not working. What happened? I forgot my bot one, SCE. Forgot to pay the bills. All right, so here we go. Let's add, okay, so this is a VBox container, which is kind of inconvenient because that is not really helpful for us because I want the number to appear over here. I suppose technically it could just below. It's honestly fine. Like I would put it on the right-hand side, but like having it show up right below the energy is also, it's going to be temporary. It's not going to be there all the time. Just when you collect it, it'll tell how much you have. You'll probably do like some fancy number incremental increase thing. If I can think of how to do that. Is it going to work this time? We got a dog in the chat. Hey, is it a real dog or is it a robot dog? Dude, I don't know. I've never seen a leash like that. A collar like that, I should say. But the ears look kind of normal. Count the toes. Oh, it looks like the normal number of toes. Sus? Yeah, the collar is throwing me off. Everything else looks pretty much normal. Here's a cat. Okay, that is really zoomed in. Looks like a cat. That looks real. Okay, how are we going to get our money over the other side consistently? No matter the size of the screen. Why is it always hot in the corner of a room? Because the corner is 90 degrees. I hope they mean Fahrenheit. A VBox, I guess. Yeah, it's probably the easiest way for me to do this is to... We got a margin container and then a VBox container. We could stick the... Okay, so here's what we could do. We could have an H box with both of them set up. So you have this still works, right? This still is positioned correctly. And then within this, you would add another container of some kind. I guess we can do another VBox container. And we'll set this to, we might have a separator or something. We can get it over the other side of the screen, I'm pretty sure. Why did the invisible man decline the job interview? I don't know. You have to tell me the punchline. Okay, where is this gonna go? Well, let's add in the element first. We have to build it up. Let's see what it's gonna look like. We'll have a control, and there'll be a text direct. He couldn't see it. He couldn't see himself to it. Do it? Because he's invisible. A text direct with the credit symbol. Is this going to be too small on screen? I don't know. It's behaving strangely too. I've been noticing that Godot is doing this. A panda walks into a bar and says the bartender, "I'll have a scotch and Coke. Thank you." But there was a long pause. Sure thing, the bartender replies and asks, "But what's with the big pause?" The panda holds up his hands and says, "I was born with them." Like, why? I need to change the scaling, right? So scale, I just go keep. Okay, keep aspect. There we go. So now we can control the size of it. And that is probably a little bit too big, honestly. We're going to text direct, and we'll also need a label. So actually this is going to be inside another HBox. Honestly, the entire thing could be an HBox. And so we've got that, and now it's shrunk. Fit width, proportional. Okay, there we go. And then we'll have a label with the amount. Okay. And I think I might reverse these. This is of course going to be over the other side of the screen. I don't even know if we want to have the word credits. We just want to have like a number. I just need something here for like the visuals, you know? Okay, that is just a big string of numbers. Credit counter. Credit text direct. Credit UI. Anchor that in the corner. Controller doing controller things and making push buttons. Okay. Got it. Add an extra 0 to this. That's honestly fine. I don't know about size, but we'll save this under scenes, menus. I really don't like that name. Credit UI, save that. And we can add a script to it. Is that the scripts under menus, right? And credit UI. Okay, that's fine. Create. And that's get added. Last name. Credit UI. Is game dev a good decision for full time? I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't do it full time. So, I mean, if that's probably a good indication. I made certain decisions in my life that led me down a completely different path, and that's okay. I sort of took a safer approach. I probably should have studied software design, software engineering at university, but I decided to study finance instead. So I don't even code as a job, but I always liked game dev and I did it when I was young. But it was not so much something that you could have a career in. Like I was a lot younger, you know, like, so in the early thousands, it was sort of like not seen as a safe job. And like, especially where I'm from, everyone, you know, if you wanted to be considered someone that was like somebody, you know, you do finance, legal, all that kind of stuff. So I went down that path rather than software engineering, which is a choice. You know what I mean? And so now I do that as a job and I do this for fun still, and it's fine. I don't think this could ever like materialize into like, especially with Godot, I don't think it could be a job, you know? I studied comp sci and I can't even get a job. So now I'm forced to do full-time game dev. So yeah, it's tough, especially if you're doing indie work on your own. Like, I mean, what, like really broad numbers, I reckon I'm making about, I want to say 300 to 400 USD a month with game dev. And that's mostly just like the course, right? That's the majority of that. There's some like Patreon, YouTube members and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, it's tough, man. Like, and obviously if I manage to complete this game and ship that, will be another stream of income, but I don't think it will clear my job's income. You know what I mean? And so I think the one thing I would say is if you're young and this is what you want to do, I think you should go for it, because you have the safety net. Or if you have the safety net of your family, if you're young and you have the safety net of your family and they will support you, then you should go for it. But like, I'm old, you know what I mean? So I don't have that safety net. So I have to provide for myself. And that means I just do it part-time, and that's fine. You know, I still get to enjoy what I do after hours. because you never know. You might like hit it. You might have a hit. Job market sucks right now. I hear like things are getting pretty tough for people to find work. I graduated during the global financial crisis and it was pretty gnarly. It took me about 6 months to find work, but I think it takes people longer now. Cosmetic surgery used to be such taboo subject. Now you can talk about Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. No, I've never done anything like that, fortunately. Okay, so credit UI. Okay, so we need to create a signal. Function signal. Ready function pass here. And, I mean, we don't really even need to, but the UI doesn't need to keep track of how many credits we've got. So job market is so bad that you might as well follow your dreams. Yeah, especially, like I said, if you're young and you have the support of your family, like, give it a go. If you need to provide for yourself, then you need to think more seriously about, like, you know, more, like, still get a job. You know what I mean? If you can. Because that's what, like, that was sort of my approach. Like, I wanted to do more creative endeavors. My kid wanted to invent a pencil with an eraser on each end, but I don't really see the point. That's good. I'm currently studying computer science, but I really realized deep down that I'm not really fit for this. It doesn't interest me much. So I'm looking into my interests. Game dev was one of them. But like, how can you, and maybe I don't understand like computer science because I didn't study it, but like, wouldn't you need to know like computer science in order to do, I mean, I don't know game. I know how to game dev. I don't know computer science. So maybe I'm proving myself wrong just by asking that question. But like, I feel like there's a lot I don't know, right? Like I had to someone come in, I was trying to create behavior states for my enemies and someone had to explain to me the words. Like I just don't know the words. Like I know what I'm trying to achieve, but I don't have the language. And so if I had the language or if I'd seen it before, I've been taught those kind of things, I could do it in a second. Instead, I had to sort of like experiment, I guess, with like what pattern was correct. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think it could help, if that makes sense. What was the big cat disqualified from the race? Because it was a cheetah. Cheetah's a good animal. Such a nice looking cat, you know? Very sleek, very cool. Okay, so let's focus in. We need to go to our signal manager. That's not what it's called, apparently. Signal manager without the underscore. That's what the class name is, or the singleton. And let's make this a big one. I studied computer networks and cybersec for 4 years, and I swear I've learned more from 5.3 Codex. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess like you learn by doing, right? Like I didn't know anything about accounting or economics like prior to getting a job, and now it's like, oh yeah, there's stuff that you forget because you never have to use it, and then there's stuff that you would never have learned without actually doing it. I was kidnapped by mimes once. They did unspeakable things to me. Wait, do lions and tigers and all of them loaf like cats do? Yeah, I think they do, man. Stereotypical Shay. Welcome to the chat, by the way. On credits picked up. I like that. I was going to say acquired, right, but I got a little nod off. Thank you so much for the follow, Stereotypical Shay. This actually should include credits. Let's go with credits. And it's an int. Okay, so now we have a signal. We can back out of this. And we can create a function. Show, not underscore here, show credits. That's not how it should be. It should be on credits picked up. Credited, credits picked up. And this has credits, int, returns nothing. And so now, although I'm thinking this shouldn't be called, I've written on a lot, but I don't actually think that's the correct pattern for Godot. I think you're meant to leave the on off, and then like in the function it's called that, but whatever. We'll roll with it. Signal manager dot on credits. Well, you're right, game dev does require basic code understanding, but I'm talking more about doing it as full-time, like game dev, much more than coding, like getting a job with a AAA or whatever. There aren't any around me, so it's not even an option, and I use Godot, so it's like not a an engine that you can get a job with. So it is what it is. On credits picked up. I guess I forgot to save it. Dot connect, and then add that, and then I'll hit save on that, and then go back. And then, oh, this is like, it has no show. We are going to be showing it. Okay, well, it's angry because the credits never used in the function on credit picked up. Oh yeah, okay. So we need to get access to the variables, to the like. I recognize this song. This doesn't sound like a video game song. American Robin. Okay, whatever. We'll roll with it. Okay, so we need the label. I don't like that. That sucks. Let's use export. Counter label. And it's a label. I was so confused I heard voices while playing Minecraft. Well, were they mine? Was it me? It was to which... it was an ad. Yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. Let's add this this thing. Okay, so what I want to do is like a fade out and fade in when you get them. We'll show it immediately and then we'll fade it out. So on credits picked up, we are going to show it, and then we're going to set the label to be counter label dot set dot text equals str credits. All right, it should be fine because it's an int, so I don't expect them to be like a bunch of zeros like with the floats. And then what we're going to do is create a timer and fade out. But what I would like to do is probably have it in the process function. Would that be better? Have like a delta countdown? We could add the timer. We could do it. Basically, I don't want it to start fading away if you pick up another one. I'm just trying to think what the best way, because we can add it. We can add like an actual timer, right? There's nothing wrong with using a timer. Have it set to 1 second. That's fine, I think. And ignore time. Is that a new variable? I didn't know they added that. The timer will ignore engine.timescale and update with real elapsed time. Oh. That's kind of nice. Kind of nice. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. Oh, and so like when this happens, we can start the timer. But we can also say that if timer is running, we can say if we need to get access to the timer. I don't really want to add a process function, that's all. Because it'll be like, it's just a UI. Visibility timer. There's a timer. There's probably more elegant ways to do it, but this is... So we can say timer.start. And it'll just start, but... Oh, how do timers work? I've forgotten. If you hit start once it's already started, will it keep counting? Will it start from the beginning if you start it again? I actually don't know. If visibility timer dot is stopped. So if I do that, then it'll only start if it's finished, which I don't actually want. So returns true if the timer is stopped and not started. Start the start timer or resets. Start the timer or reset the timer if it was started already. Okay. So yeah, I don't really need to do anything other than that. That's perfect. Great. And then we just connect the signal. That's actually great. So like, I guess it turns out like, a lot of people like to argue about like which timer is the best to use, and sometimes using the node timer, which a lot of people don't like, is actually the best choice here because it makes it really easy. I don't have to think about anything. Just hit start.
Forklift.
TTS. It's back. On timer timeout, we can just do like a tween. So we can go var, new tween. There's a tween. Equals get tree dot create. Get tree dot create tween. And new tween dot tween property itself, the property is modulation, right? Self-modulate? What is it? You're going to not, I don't condone violence in this chat. No violence allowed. Modulate.
Don't forget to milk your fire truck milk.
What? What does that mean? The final value is color. See, here's an interesting thing. I'm going to have to remember to reset that on credit show. Dot alpha? Is there like a clear? What is the keyword for? What is it? Color constants. Transparent. Thank you. Color.transparent. And the time it can take, like 0.2 seconds. I think that's fine. Okay. Well, this is a little bit crowded. Now.
If a fire truck shoots water, does that mean a water truck shoots fire?
No, a water truck shoots water. You've never seen one before? Neutrine dot finished dot connect reset reset. You can just call it reset, right? That's fine. Bunk reset. Void, and what we'll do here is we'll call modulate. So actually we're going to call hide, right? First of all. And then we will actually modulate. So we'll go modulate equals color dot white, I guess. There we go. So that's fully reset that. And I think that's fine, honestly. So that's how that all should work. One credit's picked up, connect. So we've got that. So now we can show that. We just pass in the credits. Okay, so like, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I get the constants. I'm with the engine, I don't have to ever think about that. Color constant cheat sheet. Oh my goodness. They've got every single one. if you're ever wondering what all the colors you can have are. Well, there's that. I wonder what they decided to like include these constants. Like what made them say we want to have wheat, for example. You know what I mean? Or sandy brown. Is this a palette that I'm not aware of? I don't know. I always have to do the F codes in PineScript. Dude, what's PineScript? I've never heard that before. PineScript. That sounds fun. Learning PineScript. Pine Coders? Trading Views supported group? It's Trading Views coding language. It resembles Python. Can you make games with it? Dude. It's Finstocks. Or is this just like something you use at your job? Oh yeah, for like making charts and stuff. Dude, I got excited then. I was like, new game engine? You can make gains to make gains. True. Damn, that's sick though. That's cool. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, modulate color white. Okay, I think that this should work. Let's bring this into the game state and make sure that it looks okay. Everything looks like shit right now. Okay, so oh yes, then we've got the VBox container. So now credit UI, we bring this into the second VBox container, and we can see it there. It's very small. We'll have to think about the size, but here we can have this go to. Okay, no, begin. I wonder. Right to left. Oh, there we go. Easy. Do we change that to right to left? It shows over there. Although it's back to front now, so there's that. I guess I can just change the order of these and it should work. There's probably a more elegant way to achieve this. Now it's reset. Alignment. Right to left, left to right. And now, okay, no. Based on application locale, left to right. Okay, no. Go reset that, and then reset this, and then save that, and then go back here. This is not the right way to handle this. We can put a splitter in between them. Theme overrides, we can just put a constant separator. Oh, I don't like that. I really want it to just be, this one will expand. Container sizing, expand. Okay. Shrink center, shrink end. It's still not on the right side of things. Shrink end. And then alignment is end. It's on the other side now, or where is it? Oh, that's bottom again. This is the VBox container. Dun, 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 dun. Layout. Do you have any transform options? I can, I don't want to though. And the reason for that is because if you just use the anchors, then it will always be the same no matter what the size of the screen is. So if you do like an offset, say like I just push it in by like whatever, however many pixels, that will work. But then if I change the size, hang on, we got a visitor. Hello? You don't want to come in? Angel. You're locked in here now. Angel. That is Angel. Beautiful girl, but she probably doesn't care. Actually, she behaves more like a boy. We got a dog API. Does it compete with the chunks though? Oh, that is a fluffy dog. She's more boy-like, if you ask me. I joke all the time and say that she's a trans dog because she like lifts her legs up to pee on the fence or whatever. She'll do like a little handstand and get her like butt up on the fence to like mark it. It's crazy. Dedicated. She's dedicated to the grind. Okay. That's wild. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay, let's just try and fix this up. I guess we could probably cheat to push this over to the other side. I guess if we cheat and go right to left. No, that just pushes it over to that side now. Inherited, that's fine. Oh, maybe I do need to use like an anchor layout direction. I can't change the transform because it is inside a box, but I could tooltip layout, custom minimum size, transform. I can't change it here either. Container sizing, shrink end, shrink center. That doesn't change anything. So am I left to right, right to left? Ah. So if I change this to right to left, it shows up on the other side. But then if I swap things around, it's gonna like create the same problem as before, right? Oh no, there we go, that works. Okay, we'll run with that as a test. And that should always, so now, this is what I'm trying to say. I guess it'll always be there. I don't know if the game will run, to be honest. I think I set things up properly. Okay. So, see how it's not showing up here? We can see it on the edge. So we probably need to create a bigger... You know what? Actually, I just had a thought. If we go back to the game state and look at the margin container, we probably don't need to like... Forklift milk. We don't need to play around so much with this. If we just reduce the size of the margins. So we can reset that and then go back to this and like flip these around. That's fine. And then we can come back to the game state here. And then we just grab this margin because this is like a constant that I can manipulate without stuffing up the layout. And the margin to the right, we just make it like a little bit bigger. Like make it 50 pixels, make it 100 pixels. So that just sits inwards. You know what I mean? And so now that will be there on the right. And if I like manipulate the resolution, it will always be in that top right hand corner, no matter what size I make the window, which is exactly what I want. So you want see how the pixel ratio changes? So like the game gets really wide if you make the window really small, and tall. If you make it really tall, it has like a fixed height that it keeps. So the height is always the same, but the width will change depending on the resolution, which is the entire goal. Snagglefluster, welcome back. I wasn't sure if I'd see you again. Happy to have you here. How's it going? These names? The Snagglefluster. No, these are real? I don't know what you're talking about, but alright. Alrighty. So happy about that. Do you like the Bow Wow poo? I don't know what you mean by that. Tartar theory? It's beyond my understanding.
Forklift with a fire truck person.
Exactly. Forklift, that's what I like. I like forklift with a fire truck person. If you don't know what that means, then I can't help you. Okay. Now we just want to hide this on ready. Oh my goodness. That is unreadable. Is this Castlevania music or what? On Green Dolphin Street. Definitely not. Sounds kind of like it. I did not clock that correctly. Okay, so hide on startup, that's fine. Okay, now we just need to trigger the signal by picking up a credit. Let's see what we can do. Do we have the game facility? Okay. Abdul, welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Okay, so we want to move this one credit. Let's just put a couple of these around. There's no reason to have a few. Have like one. Plus I have like the timer stuff. It's not really, I don't intend to make it like this in the game. It's not going to be like a platformer where you go pick up coins. I just want to test out the UI. I want the enemies to drop these. And I know making my own conlang, I know it's rare to make your own computer language, but I've got 148 items with an average number of bits per each being 1.096. I don't know what that means because I've never had to try and make my own language, but good work. TF Warcry, hey, I saw you over on YouTube, now you're on Twitch, welcome. As someone new to Godot, how do you get used to having so many scenes and game objects? Being scenes instead of objects like they are in something like Unity? Well, it's easy for me because Godot was the first game engine that I became a serious coder in. I had learned, I took a course in Unity and Unreal, but I was sort of like new to the whole game development thing and new to coding in general. And when I found Godot and landed on that and it clicked for me, it was all I knew. And so for me, it's very intuitive. I understand it very like a lot. Although, yeah, you do end up with an entire folder called scenes and you've just got scene after scene after scene. And it's fine. I think it wouldn't be that different if you had like object after object after object. But it does get a lot. You have like a lot of stuff here. Say what I do, say like you have this in your game scene, right? You've got all these coins. I would just add a node, right? And I'd just call it coins. Although, like I said, I'm not going to have these in my game. And then I would just move these all into one node like this. And so that helps keep things really organized. And so you end up with a much smaller scene tree, even though like you've got a lot of different things in each one that mean different things. Like the enemy one's quite large, obviously, because there's a lot of enemies, obstacles, and stuff like that. And so you just organize things down. What are the other things that kind of get annoying? Sometimes I forget to save things as scenes. Okay, so Stereotypical Share asks, may I ask what game you're making and what is it about? Like the general concept, inspiration, sorry I'm unfamiliar, that is fine. We are making a 2D Metroidvania, kind of like trying to combine sort of like Mega Man style combat, but with like Silksong kind of style of things. It probably won't be that big, but we're sort of going for the similar vibe of like the modern Metroidvania with like more difficulty in the combat, more challenging, and like the save state, like so the enemies don't return, and it's more vertical rather than Mega Man's like sort of left to right, but like the bosses are very much inspired from Mega Man. And because I originally was just gonna make like a platformer, action platformer like Mega Man, and then I was like, I played Silksong and I was like, actually, and so yeah, and the plot is going to be sort of like based in Antarctic conspiracies. That's what I'm going to draw from because I think they're really fun, you know? So like there's a hole in the center of the earth, or there's a hole in Antarctica that goes to the center of the earth. And also there's a pyramid there for some reason, but I haven't really written the story much. I do like the way it's organized, to be honest. I don't really think it's so annoying. It gives nice vertical control of all your objects. Yeah. What the hell? I changed my code to use left D-pad and now it still uses the right D-pad instead of the left. Most controllers just have a left D-pad. Do you mean the right button on the D-pad? There are some controllers that have 2 D-pads instead of analog sticks. I've seen that before. I think 8-bit do has one. Okay, so I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I need to emit a signal. Right. On credits picked up. Okay, so go back to the player. The player does collect the coins. We established that. They're right at the bottom of the script. Yeah, the right button on the D-pad. Yes. I have a couple controllers here, but they're too far away from my reach. Actually, you know what's funny? Question, how do you think the numbers going left to right affect society? I mean, it's a good point. I think there are some cultures where it went the other way, right? Like I know for a fact the Japanese, right, read, not necessarily numbers, but they read the opposite direction, right? I think maybe, I don't know, do we know about like any cultures that had that? It's an interesting concept. Do you think like we would not have, because I mean, even if you think about it, like NA Games, welcome to the chat. If you think about it, like even the concept of zero is kind of new in terms of like the history of humanity. So like, yeah, maybe. We do. I don't know them. On credits picked up. Okay, no, wait. You have to go signal manager dot on credits picked up dot emit, and then we go player data dot credits. Arabics does. Okay, yeah, cool. Well, they invented numbers, so I guess it was pretty important to them. We took everything from them. Like, they actually do read left to right in Japanese, but their sentence structure is backwards. Like the predicate in front of the subject is back because their basics transcribes Chinese made it their own. It's like the only thing I remember from a humanities class. I learned a little bit of Japanese at school, but I don't really remember it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess it was like 1 million. I don't know. I have to put commas to really know the number. Okay, this should work now. Let's test it out. They speak in Yoda? Yeah, they do. Okay. Okay. And it fades out. 2. I think it kind of works how I want it to. The fade out. So here's the problem. If the fade out has already started, it's going to keep going. And I don't like that. So I need to interrupt that if you pick up more coins. And also I need to delete all my saves. Yeah, what if it was like 98.7654321? What if it was the other way around? Like that was almost 100. But I read it. See how that has affected society? Would it? I don't know. It's actually a really good question. Would that have an impact on the way that we see the world? Maybe. Language does affect a lot. So.
Pork left milk.
Pork left milk. Indeed. Okay, let's go back to the Reddit UI. Here, let's pop this out so we can read it. Okay, so what we want to do is actually create this new tween. This new tween, this can just be a variable. 6, 7. Like, I'm just thinking weird. No, it's okay. It's fun. Dude, that meme is so lame. We had way cooler numbers. Just saying. When we were kids. Okay, so now if we see that the timer is 420, hell yeah. Yeah, see, that's way cooler than 6, 7. What the hell? So now we can say if new tween, then new tween.kill. It's but what if. Just asking you what ifs? Yes. Yeah. I mean, what if? Okay, you know, coding in trading, the 6-7 meme messes with me because sometimes I'll be reviewing a strategy and the profit or hit rate will say 6-7 and I have to step away. Yeah, it's like all these old dudes just sitting around. I work with people that I'm pretty old myself, but I'm the youngest person on my team, and it's like, sometimes I spend a lot of time on the internet, and it's like, I'm talking a certain kind of way, and these people are just looking at me like, what are you saying? Unfortunately for me, professionalism is not super important to my role, so I can sort of be a bit of a weirdo, and it doesn't matter, which is great. New tween, okay. Late, yeah. Late is so... I remember there was a cartoon. There was like a webcomic that I used to read that was all about like the elite numbers, and it was just peak internet. We want to say modulate color dot white, okay? I understand economics really well when you get onto... It went really well. Can I get you onto a hint? Let's talk trades. What's the next stock? What are we buying right now, boys? We're selling Nvidia, right? We're shorting Nvidia. This is not financial advice. What is Nvidia at? I don't follow it. Because I don't buy American stock. Oh, it's you can only perfectly predict out if you perfectly track in, so no one really knows what's going on. True. I remember when I was at university and like finance, like, because I moved more into accounting and economics. Like, I didn't really like, when they talked about shares, I was like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this. This feels wrong. It's like gambling. Like, you're going to lose a lot of money. And so I never really paid much attention to it. But damn. Cipher and Iron are quite good. Hell yeah. If I buy all of that and lose all my money, I'm gonna sue you. I'm just joking. I probably won't. Okay, so that should interrupt that. When I first started trading, I made a lot and lost it just as fast. Damn, that's crazy. I was too broke to get into that. But also, like, Australia is not like a super, like, investing that way is not, like, not many people do it. Let's see. Okay, happy. Easy. Sweet as. Okay, so now that shows up, we can just like gather as much money as we want. And we see the number. I'll probably have to work on what kind of number we display, because like, even though the UI is full scale, I would still want to use pixel-like. The reason I prefer to do it that way is because like, I feel like you get a better look overall, and also you have flexibility when it comes to like resolution and stuff like that. So, yeah. Eagle Talk, keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I will. All right. We need to work on the pause menu, because right now, if I press escape, number one, that shows up. There's nothing here. It's just black. It's just black screen. And also it's not anchored properly, which I don't like. 380527 bonk. Perfect in, perfect out is impossible. Is possible, but do you know every man's wife's habits? Also, their children and their friends. No, you don't. Stop thinking perfect is possible. Yeah. What is that? Oh, sorry, I missed a lot of chat. When I first started training Metal Lost, I was broke too, don't get me wrong. I just saved up while in the military. Nice. To get my first 25k. That's awesome, dude. That's a really good choice. I mean, like I said, in Australia, it's not really the same. Like, you don't really buy stocks, so like you buy houses. That's what everyone does around here. And so that's what I put all my money into when I was a kid. And it's good. I could have been more aggressive. Some guy said make systems, not games. I mean, kinda. I mean, that's all you do, really. You have a concept of a game, and then you just build a bunch of systems around it. 380,527 bonk is 3.56. Oh, this is like a currency? What is bonk? Is that like a coin or something? Is 3.56 AUD. Bonk coin? Is that like a mega bonk meme coin? Or something like that? Crypto is a bit iffy. CoinGecko. It is a meme coin. Oh god. I mean, it's gone up, which is something. So if you were an earlier adopter, I guess you made money. When it was 10 for 1, I sold my Bitcoin in 2012. I never bought Bitcoin. Dude, I was so pissed. I knew about it when it was less than $100, and everyone in my economics class was like, it ain't shit. The government's going to ban it. Don't even bother. Save your money. And it was like, fuck. Oh well. Like I said, I'm fine. I'm not. I just could be better. Rip. 10 for $1. So you were really, or $10 for one, I guess. Crypto market cap is too low to arbitrage. I expressed this in 2024. At 3.86 trillion, institutions only allocate 10%. So every time the market cap hits 4.26, it's topped out of the money supply. Okay, interesting. Crypto is still a mystery to society. Who knows if we adopt it or not? Well, the thing is, back then, when they were first talking about it, people thought about it as like an actual currency, because it had like cryptocurrency. It's in the name. People were like, oh, this will replace like actual money, when in actual fact, it's not built to work like real money. It appreciates in value, whereas money depreciates in value by design, right? Like currency, it needs to depreciate in order to keep the money flowing through the economy. Like, you want it to be that way. You don't want it to incentivize you to hold it, because that's like inherently bad for the economy. So cryptocurrency is not ever going to be used that way, because like if you collect it, and it might appreciate in value. So it's a store of value more than an actual currency. So its practical value is just as that, a store of value. I pulled out of the Wii. I pulled out and got a Wii U. How much that Wii U cost you, bro? Rip. You just got one coin, or is it like you just sold your one coin and got a Wii U? Or did you get rid of your multiple coins to buy a Wii U? I sold a couple of coins. Ouch. I think the tricky part about crypto is its maintenance. Like, what makes it better than, say, literal gold? Nothing. It's the exact same thing from my perspective. It's just a well, yeah, I guess the difference is that it doesn't exist, but I traded them for RuneScape gold. Oof. Yeah. Gold can be fabricated? I suppose that's technically correct. Do we have the technology for that yet? That'd be crazy if true. If we did, you know? Wouldn't that tank the value? On credits picked up. Okay. Wait, what was I doing? Oh, in-game menu. Let's fix that. Problems: today's currency is backed by government. Why did we have to break the gold back days? Yeah, well, gold back has its disadvantages as well. We can make gold through nuclear decay. Bitcoin can't be fabricated. Yeah, but you can just make up like a bunch of other, you know, shit coins. I think that's the difference, right? Like, obviously Bitcoin being the original makes it, like, gives it that level of like, it's essentially gold standard, right? But like every other coin is just, it ain't shit. Like, no point. Because yeah, you can just like make a bunch of them. In game. This is one trash looking menu. Coloract. Can I make this slightly see-through? Or just change its color in general? I don't like it being like... You can add a proton to it and then it loses 2 protons in the neutron, so you turn lead to gold and then mercury to gold. Nice. Shit. It's over. The gold standard's done. Health chunk is black too. I suppose this needs to be... the same. It's more expensive to make gold than to buy it. Yeah, I suppose that's the difference. As long as people apply value to it, it shall retain value. Yes, the social contract. But the little application of gold, silver, and steel are going up, given that AI era is going... Oh yeah, people need technology, and that's all made with these heavy metals. Or, not heavy metals, I should say. Rare earth minerals. Silver is easier? Yeah, silver is a good one. Okay, so this is where the health goes. This down here is where... So if I want to duplicate that, okay, great. Atlas region size chunk display. This is an energy display. Energy. Region size 64. That's one way to do it. How the heck? Oh, I just changed it on both. I'm an idiot. They make it because silver wires are better than copper and military computers go... Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, silver's gone crazy right now. With all the, like, the conflict and AI and all that kind of stuff. We can take all of this and... Geez, it's almost like you could make a class that does this for both of them. I mean, technically, I don't even really need to delete this script. Can I bring it back? Yeah, I can. JP Morgan was purposely liquidating leverage positions to acquire more silver. Kind of wild. Yeah, that's a bit bullish, eh? I'm kind of a bit nervous about the economy these days. I was thinking that there was going to be a recession like 6 months ago in America. And that just hasn't happened. Why is Fort Knox empty? It's because Shanghai silver prices? Okay. And it kind of feels like it should just any moment this shit's gonna fall over. Like a house of cards, that's the word I'm going for. I need this, but like 320 by 64. This is not the most latest version either. Okay, so we need to update these. A little bit of pixel art here on the side. Energy pickup. Why is Fort Knox empty and all the gold sent to Israel and now their plans to rebuild it is a real based Gaza Strip? Hey, no politic here. No politic here. Yes. I mean, the US debt ceiling has not eased since 2008. Financial crisis. It used to be the value backed, now it's delayed debt lending, so it should happen at some point. Yeah, it's at some point, man. It's gonna happen eventually. Have I got one that's just of them together? Yeah. Can me do assets? I don't know what you're asking. If you're asking for assets in-game, or you're talking about assets like gold and silver. The conversation's getting a bit blurred. Okay, so I really just need this one? No. This one, and... Oh, can I select them individually? No. Okay, well, we can save a copy. Or we can manipulate it. Put them next to each other. Why Dubai and Monaco worth more money than trillions? I don't think I want to know. That works. Although this really should be here. I would say that the big red flag of a proper recession would be if we noticed a large outflow of equities market, given they're currently sitting over 500 trillion. I guess, yeah, well, that's what triggers it, right? Like a sell-off. People start selling off. And then it all just crumbles like a house of cards. Well, I mean, last time it was the banks, right? So, like, the banks, they stuffed up and it triggered a run, which is really bad. Didn't a bank collapse? What was it called? Lehman Brothers? They got their equities all stuffed up. What is it called? Debt to equity ratio? No, I don't know what it was. Anyway, point is, what were the name of those things? JP and Morgan Brothers. JP and Morgan Brothers. Okay. Yeah, it's all in the past now. It's crazy how you just forget that stuff when it was all like a really big deal at the time. Like people were talking about it every day. Yeah, the banks forced liquidated people in 2008 on their credit swaps, yeah. Not selected layers, selected frames. There we go. That is exactly what I want. Hey, what are we making? We are making a Metroidvania, but I'm working on the menu UI, which is super entertaining. So... nothing. We were working on bosses for like a good couple of weeks. Edward Snowden files. It was an inside job, was it? I don't remember. Edward Snowden did provide like a really solid service. I remember people were like, "I do dig the UI. It's so retro." Yeah, we're trying to go for that. We'll see. We'll see. This is the Master System palette. I really like it. But I don't think I can keep using it because it doesn't have all the colors I need. Assets. UI.
Can we make it game things?
Can we make it game things? When was the last time you used 4? When was the last time you used 4? Energy pickup. Health color, health back. In-game menu. Call this the energy counter. Oh, Tor. I was reading that wrong. I was looking at it thinking it said F. T-O-R. Sounds fancy. More power to you. UI textures are tedious. Yeah, they suck. But you need it, like, I need to get this sort of at a demo level so I can start giving it to people to use, and you kind of need out of a menu. So, last time I used Tor. Oh, dude, I actually haven't used Tor in a long time because I set up Qubit Torrent with, like a feed, so I don't need to access Tor to get things. And so I can just use Qubit Torrent for that. And I only ever used Tor for acquiring media, if you know what I'm saying. I never really used it for anything else. Especially if I'm on this platform. Definitely never used it for anything else. Qubit torrent. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, right? There's like an inbuilt search and you just add the plugins and it's really easy. I still need to activate a VPN while I use it because some of those websites are not accessible in Australia. But you didn't hear it from me. Okay. In-game menu. Scenes, scripts, assets. Qubit torrent is the GOAT. Great way to get stuff in Iran. There you go. People use it. Anyone uses popcorn time? Still use popcorn? What's popcorn time? I haven't heard of that one. Everyone had LimeWire when I was a kid, but I was not really allowed on the internet that much. So I never got a chance to use LimeWire before it got shut down. I just skipped straight to the Pirate Bay. That is that. Now, the Atlas is no good. Now, I learned a pretty fun trick with Atlases because you have this thing called edit region here. So I thought like you had to create your own, you have to like mathematically put it in, but there's literally a button right here that says edit region. And then you can just create the region like that. It's so easy. And if you want to change it, you just choose, which makes animating these Atlas so easy. Okay, so the Atlas size for this is a lot bigger, which makes me think, does this have a scale in it? Doesn't. Interesting. The region size is, it's funny because it really isn't going to matter for this one. It's just a torrenting program with an interface for all the movies and animes. Okay, yeah, nice. Same kind of thing then. You know, it's so funny. I stopped using any of those things. Like, when they sort of like, when streaming services came to Australia. So like in 2014 or whenever we got Netflix, and it was like, finally, we don't have to torrent. But, obviously everything's going to shit now. What's your opinion on Crusades being the reason the Byzantine Empire entered? I don't really have many opinions on the Byzantine Empire. I don't really have many opinions on prehistory or like pre-modern history. To be honest, actually. Like I have a lot of opinions on modern history. But, no, the Byzantians probably had it coming. I'm just joking. I have no idea. I used to use LimeWire all the time. I still remember LimeWire Pirate Song. I wonder if LLMs get too malicious access to Tor, they'll end up like the Blackwall AI in Cyberpunk 20. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. The Crusades being the reason that, well, I mean, yeah, the English, man. Fucking English with their Crusades. That's my opinion. The Brits putting their fingers in everything since the beginning of time. Not the English's fault. I don't know nothing about the Crusades, so like, I'm just talking shit. So if it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I don't.
I got a little nod.
Gluto, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so wait, what does this look like? That's not what I wanted to do. Also, very squished. Okay. Make unique. The Crusades started before England was a state. Well, then who did the Crusades? I heard we were bashing Brits. I'm all up for self-depreciation. My like controversial opinion. Any modern conflict, you could just have a look at the history and it'll go back to them. AI scrapes are practically DDoS attacks, so I imagine it would crash the Tor network, maybe. You are welcome. Thanks, man. Okay. So, I got lost. Now we can add that. And we can edit the region. Close. Okay, so this looks like shit. And the reason obviously is the sizing, the center container, and the V separator, I believe, is doing most of the problem here, right? My ancestors can beat up your ancestors. My ancestors are your ancestors. I'm Australian. Grid container, H box. Oh, you know what we need? We need to change this to keep fit height, fit width, fit keep size, ignore size, fit width proportional? No, fit height proportional. Okay, well, that sort of gets us there, but it's outside of the stretch mode. Keep. Keep size. Okay, here we go. Keep centered. There we go. Perfect. It's okay, I forgive you. Yeah. I believe my my ancestor did a break and enter in Wales somewhere. And here I am in Australia.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay. I don't think your ancestors would have had a chance since they're at a disadvantage. Upside down. Yeah, the gravity does stuff to you. Yeah, for sure. Negative 240? Negative 240. Okay, so now... okay, so what are we doing here? So we've got chunk display, trunk display. I'm going to change this to heart display. Because we got two now. It's a heart display. Init game menu. Right. Okay. So I see what we're doing here. Game state.player.health chunks. And I guess we could get access to this one. We'll just rename it. Energy. Energy. Now, this one's set up incorrectly because it needs a negative space, if that makes sense. My ancestors conquered most of the Middle East and some of Europe. Wow. They're much more impressive than mine. We stole some bread and now we're in the cold place down at the bottom of the planet. It'd be like the... I don't know what the name of the Wojak is. The one that's like all looks like crazy with the hair going everywhere. Crazy tired Wojak. I don't know. Yeah, this one. This would be what my guys look like, you know, working in the shipyard.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. I don't know what that is. Heart display, show chunks. Okay, and then we can go energy display. This, man, yeah, this UI is gonna need a lot of work. But we gotta get the core in there and then we can make it look pretty later. This is also a chunk display. I gotta change the name of that class. This is just a collectible display. Nice to see people instead of asking AI. Nice to see people writing code instead of asking AI to do it for them. Yeah, I don't get the whole vibe coding thing. It's I make a joke with my wife. I say, you don't need a vibe code when you know how to code. But I also haven't used like an agent or like
Watermelon.
me. What is going on here? But yeah, I haven't used like an AI agent in years. I tested ChatGPT 3.5 and where watermelon, of course. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of shit. But I hear they're very good now. You think it's worth background load UI elements on demand, or you just make them visible? They are there. Yeah, so they're always there, and I just show them when you press the button. And what I do is, and this is kind of like, it depends what your goals are, but I've got an atlas texture. And so we're just going to scroll the atlas texture when it changes. So it's always fully loaded. We just change the position of the atlas. If you wanted to have this via code, so you could pass in anything to display anything you want, you could do that too, but like, you're still gonna have to put that somewhere when you're making the game.
Right.
So
I got a little
it is what it is. Big Saloon, welcome to the chat. Follower goal met. We're at 240. Nice. Well, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Okay. So I'm trying to think. All right, so this is a problem. We can't have this. Negative 240. I was doing this before on my animations for the collection. Isn't going to work here because this is not how that works. This is just passing the number in, and we're just doing a little bit of math for the region. So the region size is 240. That's fine. I had the same skepticism until one of my team members kept pushing me to use 5.3 codecs and Claude OPEX 4.6. It's going to completely be honest. It's insane. Yeah, I was talking to my brother who does code for a living, and he basically said you can't not use it because it increases your output so much. If you're capable of verbalizing your project specifically with clear endpoint, it can nearly do it all. It's crazy. Okay. But yeah, I think, see, the thing is, it's not particularly looked upon very nicely for game development. That's mostly for generative AI, like the visuals. I think you could use AI for the code. No one cares about the code. They only care when you're using AI to like do the visuals. But I think it would be a bad look if you just did that with AI. It can count to 200 without skipping a single digit. Probably not. One problem I've faced is a back and forth system as it keeping track of how deep the menus are. So the back button goes to the correct place. Would you just do a state? Like you'd keep a state and then like pop, like you have like an array of different menus. Like this is just off the top of my head. I don't know if this would actually work. And then like when you press back, you just pop like the array and take the one from the top and look at the one below it and go to that. I don't know. I don't know how you just do a stack of UI layers. Yeah. Okay, show chunks. And we just heart display. So this is really easy. So we can just go, this is the exact same code, ng display show chunks game state dot player data dot energy bits. Yes. Energy bits is the number. It's really only going to display that one. It's not going to display more than that because the second you collect two, it's either going to be 0 or it's going to be that. It's not going to be any in between, actually, now that I think about it. You should do a stream where only AI gets to produce the code. It'd be a fun one. I'd have to learn how to use AI. AI makes my game. So realistically, new frame. Like that. This is, actually I want the one with it lower. These are the only two we need. We don't need the other two because once you collect them, it'll disappear. Export, a sprite sheet, an empty, and then the lower one. What is? I'm pretty sure most of them speak English. Yeah, but I don't speak English. That's the problem. My UI system is kind of weird because it loads UI on demand. It simulates a tablet with apps. Oh, that's cool. Each with their own menu. Yeah, that'd be tough. Bummer. Okay, so this is what I want. It's got 0, it's going to display that. And then the texture region size is 240. So when it's edit region like this, it'll look like this. I do think it could benefit by having something that tells you how many you need. So like if it's empty, actually, we can build that in. Let's do it. And so this empty one, okay, so what we need is actually this one here. Delete. But instead, these are just like black or like a dark gray, something like that. Can I just change the color? Replace colors, adjustments, brightness, saturation, hue. Do it like that. Actually, don't want to have any alpha. Okay. Same with this one. Ooh, I should have paid attention to what I did so I can make them the same. So let's make it like 130 all the way across the board. Ooh, that's too much. Oh, what is this? Okay, so what actually, can this just be 0? Okay, so 0, saturation has to be like 0. All right, negative 100. There we go. And the brightness, let's go 75. So negative 100, negative 75. Then same with this. Adjustments, saturation, negative 100, negative 75. I just want to say it's always a pleasure following the stream. Mostly push for good talk, but of course maybe I'll learn something if I'm lucky. Hey man, I appreciate you being here. I like chatting, so this is good for me too. Okay. And then this one, and also should we make them bigger? We scale them up a little bit. Do I know what the kappa means? I don't actually. I'm a bit of a noob now that you say that. Am I getting trailed? I don't know what the kappa means. No, I'm sorry. You have to explain it to me because I'm a boomer. I've seen some vibe coded games. It is very unmaintainable. Yeah. Explain to me the kappa. Right, if I'll learn something if I'm lucky, /s. Isn't it you mostly telling me what to do? Is widely used to represent sarcasm. Okay, there you go. Now I know. How am I going to reproduce this? What if I just go out? No, I don't like this. What? You know what's way easier? If I just figure out what size these pixels are. Which is that. And then just go around. Can I select all? No. Select this. It's not used for sarcasm? I don't know. Select, inverse, select, modify, expand by how many pixels is my pencil? It's 10 pixels. Select. This is all just going off like how I use GIMP. So I'm just sort of hoping that the square brush. And then border, go to paint, which is G, and fill it in. Okay, so now it'll be a little bit bigger than the actual thing. And now we can reproduce this on the lower one, right? Select, invert, select, modify, expand, 10 pixels, and then paint, G, click. For art assets, the AI problem tends to be inconsistency. You're basically making an art asset flip art style with extra steps. I think people are mostly angry about that too. Like, people don't really care about the code. Like, I wish I wasn't Chaff's mic. All right, bro. But yeah, like I think the thing is like people don't care about the code, but like for art, people really care. So like I'll never use it because like I just can't be bothered. And also like, yeah, the maintainability plus like that's kind of like taking the fun out of everything. What do you think of non-programmers using AI for game dev? I think it could be a good way to lower the entry bar. Yeah, sure, if they want to. I think like I see a lot of people who are new come into game dev and ask me a lot of questions because obviously with the YouTube channel and everything. But like one of the challenges is like you can't fix anything. And so like maybe it's a good place to start. You can't say the same for art. True. Like yeah, that's a good point. Like you can't just like make a game with a Claude or whatever and then change it. But you could, like I've seen people take AI art and make manipulations to it to like make it their own or get it closer to what their vision is. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's not a good answer. AI code is like UE blueprint. It works, but you'll get skill locked. Yeah, if you can't fix it. Yeah. And I see people come in and they ask those questions. It's like, I can't help you, man. Like there's a certain point where you're going to have to like learn because what I'm explaining to you isn't going to make any sense. You know what I mean?
Rah.
Rah. Okay, here we go. Depends how you use it. Yeah, that's true too. If you have to do it for everything, then sure, but you are going to learn using it to help solve problems you're stuck on. It's better. It's like a better stack flow. Yeah, and I think that's probably would make more sense. Like when coders are using it, people who know what they're doing are using it. They're able to get a lot out of it. I think that makes. I haven't experienced that myself, but from like what my brother has said to me, what I've seen online, the discourse online seems to be. Okay, that's not at all what I wanted. At all. Split layers, preview, layout, ignore empty. Can't get back. Ah. It's great for boilerplate? Yeah, fair enough. It just makes everything more efficient? Yeah. Okay. This is the last version that I'm going to do. Chunk counter, energy counter. Okay, watch this. This will look good, I promise. Yeah, it will look good, I promise. Keep size, keep centered. Right. And so we're actually going to have two of these. Massive problem is AI that you end up depending on a cloud service. Yeah, that's true too. Border outline. Take the script off this one. Make unique. So now, edit region. We have 0, right? Edit region. And we've got it. It's just an extra outline, I guess. That's fine. And then it shows you that you need to collect the other one for it to like become one. Right? I think that'll work good. However, I need to re-export it. Actually, you know what? I just need to like stop being weird about this and just like do one like this with a blank and then export this. Export as canvas, selected layer, selected frame, and then choose file, assets, UI, game menu, energy background. Oh, that's caps lock. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Cancel. Alright. I got a little nut off. Hey, tomatoes cannot be trusted. Thank you for the follow. I really need to update that follow notification. It doesn't fit on screen. Energy background, PNG. Also, yeah, the audio. It's fun. Hello. How are we doing? Okay, so now we can fix this up. Energy chunk. Change this. Energy BG. And you can just pass in that. Why is it only one? Oh. Did I do this wrong? Export. Sprite sheet. Export as. Selected. Visible layers. Select frames. Choose file. Energy. Oh no. Energy background. Yes. Select frames. Yada yada yada. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. $240. That should work. Okay, what about the health counter? This should all be updated as well. Probably with the same kind of vibe, with like the gray in the background, and then we can just fill in. And I have like more, so this one was very like prototypey, and I have updated the art for this. So we've got like, these were just like, it was just cut in 4, you know what I mean? And it's also really not happy about that, which is weird. 240. Bizarre. Anyway, we're going to update it. Okay. So we can go to energy pickup. No, open. Environmental pickups. Energy pickup, health 1. I actually think it might be in the project. Oh no, it isn't. Where is it? Sprites, UI, H bar, chunk counter, A sprite, 802. That's a long time ago. Okay, this is the original. Assets. And I can't get the recents because it was on a different computer. Can I get a preview? Health 1? No, that's really old. UI? Events? Health. Here, chunk counter. Hell yeah. I found it. Why can't I see anything? Okay. Mimir Bites. Hello, welcome to the chat. How are you? Okay, yeah, so we got this gross looking thing as like the first half. And then we can combine it so that it looks like that. And then like this. And that's a full one. Given how Metrovanias work, how do you go about disabling billies until they're unlocked? Okay, so that's actually not as complicated as you might think, but it does depend on how your player set up. So I have a state machine, right? And originally, I had experimented with this idea that when you walk over a new ability, so there is actually one in this test level up here. So this unlocks the dash, and what it does, where is it? Obstacles, secrets, collectibles, dash state. Here we go. It used to actually have a state on it. And so you'd pass it over to the player when he walked over it and said like, here's a new state, you can add it to your state. But it's kind of silly. I figured it's actually just way easier if I put a string reference here and everything's unlocked. Not everything's unlocked. Everything is on the player. So the player doesn't load up new states as he gets them. He's got them all. And all I have is a file here called data, which holding all the movement data also has unlocked states, and it's just a variable. Oh, we're using Godot? Yes, we are. Hell yeah. Love a Godot. And so now you can see here we've got dash, double jump, sprint, and wall jump and wall slide all unlocked. And I'm actually going to lock up sprint fall and sprint jump because I've been thinking about this. Well, I don't want those to be accidentally included. And so basically I have a list here of unlocked states. And what my state machine does is, if we'll open it up so it's a little bit more readable, when we go to change states, we pass in an argument, return. Okay, so I'm not doing anything fancy here, but we are checking if next state dot unlocked. So you can't actually enter a state if, so basically the code can still run. So you can press the button for dash, nothing will happen though, because it's just going to say no. And so this gets halted here and you never get sent into that state. And that has worked fine for me. I haven't had any stutters. It depends on how you write your code. You could potentially have issues when you are exiting a state. Why not loading it dynamically since it's just a node? It's just easier. You could load it dynamically, but you know how easy it is to save and load a dictionary? So like when you save, when I save the game, I just pass in this dictionary and true or false values. And when I load the game, I just load that up. Easy. Pass it in JSON. So like, it seems kind of counterintuitive because yeah, I originally had it set up to load nodes because that seems like how you would do it. And then you can just like, I might even have the original code here for it. Because I've got a thing here called add state. And we've got to like pass in all these variables and we've got an add state function here. So we do have the ability to do it. We connect the signal and we add it to the state map. You have to do way more to manage your overheads. Yeah, I suppose. It's just this block of code here. That's it. And I suppose technically, like when I introduced the sprint, I was like, oh, I don't need to keep that locked because you can only get to the sprint from the dash state, which is locked at startup, but then you could get to it on a turn state. If your new states come in, you have to put everything into your structure. Yeah, you have to like add the signals and all that kind of stuff and do a bunch of these variables here because they don't have default values. Where is it? These velocity change, direction change variables, and oh, these are all signals. Yeah. So we had to connect every single signal and all that kind of stuff. And so this function's still here. I don't think I use it though. It's fine. It could go either way. It depends what you like. I tested both. I found that the list is just way easier. It also means that you can, like when I run the game and I want to, once it starts up, it's going kind of slow. If I want to, I've got like this debug menu here. If I want to change the abilities, not very readable here, I can just like click them on and they'll be instantly accessible. So now I can dash if I press the right button and I can go into a sprint state. And then we're back to the normal state. We've got the double jump and stuff like that. So it's really easy to add and take them away. Wall jump. I never added the wall slide. That's funny. And now I can't do it anymore. So super, super intuitive. Sent you a PDF of the chat I had with Google Gemini regarding a problem I had at the time, if you're curious. Looks like Mega Man. Yeah, it's a little bit inspired by Mega Man. I was originally planning to make a tutorial series around how to make Mega Man or how to make a game like Mega Man, but then I decided I wanted to just keep making a game. Oh, this is a lot. You've actually stumbled onto the best practice in Godot's physics. Changing monitoring states in the middle of collision area. State changes are not allowed during... Set deferred, you're playing the engine by the engine's rules. Man, AI pisses me off with the way it speaks to people. Man, making tutorials is a lot of work. We also did once. Yeah. I've sort of switched to just doing like longer courses now. I'll probably do one this year at some point. It's just more like it's hard to do, like make those snappy tutorials, you know? I want to transition to make like devlogs, but they're also really hard to do. Okay. The mainstream eye has a super customer always right mentality that actually annoys me. Although people have said to me I might have like some kind of psychological problem because I don't like it when people speak to me that way. I'd rather you be mean. Ours was on our how to make a mobile sliding menu since it took us a while to figure that out. Yeah, nice. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, we were working on the UI, weren't we? Got too much stuff open. In-game, oh, that's right. I stuffed up the in-game menu. Let's fix that. Okay. An AI cursing you out for asking the dumbest questions. That would be my jam. Hey, Kara, welcome. I would actually like that. I would rather it be mean to me. At least it feels real. You know what I mean? Have you ever like asked us, like, you know, when you were young and you ask like a senior at work or whatever, I'm just gonna be lurking because I got work. Hey, that's you're welcome here. And like, imagine you're like, you've got like someone that's like training you at work and you ask like a dumb question and they sort of like hit you on the head. They're like, what are you doing? It's dumb. I want that. I don't want someone to baby me. But yeah, I might have psychological trauma. Be mean to me. Actually, I think it's like kind of, you know, semi-Australian. We like to make a joke. We like to do a little bit of trolling. I configured my GPT so it doesn't sugarcoat everything and be straightforward. Sometimes the shit comes out pretty rude. I like it that way. Yeah, I think that's better. I'd rather it be more like a robot. At least, or, you know, be mean, that's fun. But like, yeah. Either or not be like super nice. That's weird. Okay, so I actually think this is, what is this? 64 by 64? Not quite, actually. Jesus. Okay, it is 64 by 64. Okay, that's fine. No, I feel you. I have the same way, but I don't personally feel good with rude speaking when others ask me. Yeah. ChatGPT told me I was emotionally unstable, and that's just like the OpenAI product stock, yeah. Highlight things he's not sure about. He's spitting out something. Yeah, they do talk shit. Gemini has a feature where it will remember your preferences. I told it not to treat me like a child, so it stops being flowery. Yeah, that's what you want. Let's do 64 by 64. Okay, so I need to create like a new thing at the end of this. New frame. Frame, new frame, new frame, and then reduce that down. Okay, delete this. I believe we want that one at the end. It's not actually going to matter. The context was I pasted something and forgot to clarify where my own text began, and it was like, no worries, Noel. I can tell by where the tone becomes emotionally unhinged. Oh my god. That would also piss me off. I'd be like, you speak when you're spoken to. Okay, that is not exactly what I was going for. Nope. Okay, so it needs to look like this. But the original doesn't look like that. It actually looks like this. Go back to that. And then this probably needs to look like the end of this. Yes. Super annoying. Okay. Is that just like how it's at the end? Yeah. And that looks fine. I told it once that it should act like the PC from Star Trek. I don't know what I don't ever watch Star Trek. but I had to but computer at the start of every prompt. Oh, okay. That was funny since I also answered the Star Trek way. Okay, that's funny. I prefer it to be assertive with me when I'm wrong. I hate it when it sugarcoats the correction. Let's just sanity check me and help me fix the issue. Don't coddle me. Yeah, exactly. No one likes that. I don't know why. I don't know where AI got this idea. I guess I would say like they would have focus tested, and perhaps with programmer types, that's not exactly what we want, but the general public like normies, that's what they want. And they would be the weird ones, not us. We're normal. You talked about tutorials earlier. I think covering background loading would be a good topic. It's a bit difficult, and it's rarely covered outside of loading screens. It's difficult, and you know what? I've never done it. I just load everything in real time because I've never made a project that needed that. All I know from Star Trek is 500 cigarettes. How would you approach background loading? I wouldn't even know. There is like a separate thread that you can access in Godot, so you can load things in the background. That's about how much I know about it. I've never used it, never had to. Okay, so that is the size, and then this is the frames, so I can create a sprite sheet, export sprite sheet, and then layout is visible layers, selected frames, constraints, fixed number of columns, ignore empty. Can we select canvas? Sprite grid, tile sets, sprite, borders. Oh, I guess I can just take off 64, right? Negative 64. Does that work? No, it doesn't. This just makes it bigger. I don't want to make it bigger. Inner padding? No. The resource loader class has a load threaded feature. It's really cool, but you need some boilerplate to use it correctly. The upside down, it can load complex levels without any frame drop. Yeah, exactly. That's when you would use it, right? Trim by grid. Trim cells. Come on, man. Why isn't there an option to just reduce the amount? In our game, it's possible to have like 500 laser shots visible on the screen, but you should not load 500 nodes into your tree in one frame. I agree, that would be a lot. So we load 10 objects every frame and hide them, store them into a list and use them when needed. That's awesome. Okay, well, I guess this is just going to be bigger than it needs to be because I can't think of how to fix it. And I can't be bothered either. Okay, let's choose a path. Under UI, in-game menu, chunk counter. Yes, replace it. Yes. Oh, we forgot to do the background. I guess we just take this one and duplicate it. And all of these, we just go. All right. I got a little note. Hey, Mirror Bites. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Let's go invert color. Sprite. Layer. Where's modifier? It's pretty easy to use multi-threading. Yeah. Color range. No, what the hell? View. Wait, I had it before. Edit, FX, no, adjustments. There we go. 100. Negative 25. She'll be right. Let's just go with that. Edit. Use saturation. 100. Negative 25. Okay. Next one. Edit. Adjustments. Saturation. Hey, go back to 0U. There are a lot of subtle uses for it. 3D games with PBR textures where they are really shines. For example, my weapon models load in a thread on demand. That's actually pretty cool. Last one. Edit. Adjustments. Swear, I must have Black Materia. I must have played a lot of Final Fantasy because I recognize every time it's on. I guess it has to be old Final Fantasy. It's music by Game Chops, by the way. I like clock it instantly. I'm like, yep, I know what that is. Do milk. No, you. You know, once when I was a kid, you know, like, I don't know if you guys, like, I grew up in the church and they have like this thing called youth group where you like go in as kids and you hang out with like each other on a Friday night or whatever. It's just like a way to do stuff on a Friday night that is like not debaucherous, I guess you would say. Anyway, one of the times they used to do this thing where they'd do like challenges, you know, like we're all like 10, you know, 12 and 15 and stuff like that. Like you're young teenagers and they were like, do the milk challenge, right? And they made us, well, you got to volunteer. They didn't make us, to drink 2 liters of milk and see who could hold it down the longest. Now I won, but you cannot keep it down forever. You know what I'm saying? Thing of the past. We've got iPads now. Damn, that's true. You look like YouTuber, oh no, it's Alex? I've never heard of that person. Did they sound like me? Could they be me? In secret. I made a wrapper for threaded loading. It gives you a signal and a resource and hands it over when you're ready. I only have to code 1 background loading system. Nice. I was in a chess club and a gaming cafe my school set up for Fridays. I miss those simple times, yeah. Yeah, it's good fun, just chilling out. Not having to worry too much about things. Oh no, it's Alex. I'm going to have a look, and if you're lying, I don't look anything like this guy. What the heck? Chat. That guy looks old. I don't look that old, do I?
One word that I can...
I'm offended. Beard? Okay, maybe. Do I look like this guy? Okay. The poll is up. Beard and no way, dude. I'm younger than this dude for sure, right? I'm in denial about my age though. I don't know how to start a poll on Twitch. Like this guy. In 1980? I was born in the 90s, man. And have I seen the movie Bad Boys? Like the original or like the... Is there a new one? Same age group? No, come on. I'm like young, right? The Will Smith one, the very first one. Yeah, I've seen those. Those are good. I mean, I haven't watched them in a long time, so like my opinion of them might have changed. But when I watched them as a like teenager, I thought they were really funny. I honestly thought you were the prime timeagen who often comments on coding material when I first came to your stream. Oh, the primeagen? Oh, the prime timeagen? I don't know. Nah, boy, you're grandpa age. Don't tell me that. It hurts. Psychological damage. I am 35, so that's like kind of old. We could be the same age, honestly. He's popular, that old. Primeagen is really popular, but I'm Australian, right? Receding hairline? No, come on. What are you saying? This thing? No, my hair still goes down. I still got tons of this shit. You remember Reggae Sense when they look around him at the door and he picks up the one daughter and he's like, you look 30. Oh yeah. With the videos with Filthy Frank and Max Mo made back in the day, they are Australian. Filthy Frank, yeah, he's so funny. Balding. No. Bald spot under the headphones? No way, dude. Look at all of this shit. I got plenty of that shit. Ain't going away, no. Hairline is worse than yours and I'm 26. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know you were Australian. When I clicked your picture though. Oh, good point. Yeah. Papa Frank died from YouTube. The concept of old is so skewed. Nowadays they're calling 15-year-olds old. Yeah, I guess it depends who's online. Yeah, it's a lot. Actually, it really annoys me. I gotta cut it soon. Anyway, that was fun. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. I don't think I'll lose my hair, but we'll see. Better touch some wood. I figured if I was gonna, I would have started by now. But who knows? I feel like as well, like, time is changing a lot. Like, people just like live a lot longer. And yeah, life is different now. Harlem Shake meme was created by Filthy Frank. Was it really? Are you going to use Milky Tracker for the music in your game? What is Milky Tracker? I use Reaper. Anyway, we're way off track. Export as. Choose file. Where are we? UI, events, in-game menu, Chuck. Just change this to health. Milky Tracker. I'm really curious now. What is that? I feel like older people look a lot younger. I think it helps with the internet. Like, we have such a monoculture now. It's not like when you get old, you sort of just forget. Oh, wow. Okay, that's wrong. Monoculture really helps people appear or behave younger, I think. It looks like the app you have open right now, only for music. Oh, that's cool. Export as, visible layers, selected frame, selection, choose file, health background. Export, yes. Okay. This is probably going to break a lot, eh? Okay, so this goes here, and this will just change this to health BG. Like, we all experience the same memes and stuff like that. Like, I can talk to my 10-year-old niece, and like, I know what 6'7" is, and she does as well. Like, I feel like when we were kids, like, the adults didn't know anything. But if you pay attention, you can keep up with it. Keep size. Fit. Right? Fit scale. Keep size, no. Fit width. Fit height. I guess. Health. Thank you for the spelling. I'm really bad at that. Maybe I'm still not getting this. It's not, doesn't mean anything. That's the whole joke, I guess. I thought I updated this. Yeah, I did. But what's the context? I think it came from like a... it was like from a basketball clip. It was from a clip. It was from a Twitch clip or something like that. You know, it's from a clip. That's how memes are created these days. Because they didn't bother learning the technology. I had a coworker a year back that didn't know how to use a smartphone and refused to learn. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, that being said, like obviously algorithms still play a part in separating the age groups, but stuff bleeds out. I gotta reset this Atlas texture's not working properly. Check out health. Okay, what is up with the... Okay, so keep size. Okay, edit region. Let's just do like one in the middle. What is this? Step size 6. What is the size of this? It's 128. Dude, I'm 40. I don't feel much different than 20 years ago, but my kids are going the speed 9,000. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that's just like one of those things that you start to realize. Like I certainly realized as I've gotten older is that like I'm the same person. You know what I mean? You just stop changing at some point. Keep aspect. And then this is fit width proportional, fit height proportional. Oh, it doesn't fit typical. Why not? Huh. I guess this is like their 480 as a minimum size. .67 is too short from 69. Hell yeah. Yeah, you still learn to improve, but the kids, man, you see the time really passing there. It's like sand in your hand falling through your fingers. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know that feeling. But I can appreciate it for sure. Okay, why does this look like this? Why not just scale up? Keep size? No. It should be fit height proportional and then like scale. Keep aspect. Fit height. 480. You know what it is? It's because it had the padding. That's what it is. Right, I need to change these regions. These need to be 64 by 64. No. 64. God damn. 64 by 64. 68? 64. God damn. It's still 128 more 128. What the hell? It needs... Do I need to change this to 32 by 32? Oh my god. Why is it always going to... So then I can go like this. There we go. No, that's not going to work. I think newer generations are more receptive to learning new things, where old gens will fight tooth and nail to keep the old system. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so that is correct. However, it won't work with the math that we're doing here. You know what I mean? So this actually caused problems because we're relying on the region size for it to work. So I need to go and make a destructive change to this, which is fine, I guess. Edit canvas size. I have to change this to 64 by 64. Like, get those numbers right. Yeah, I'm definitely like very stubborn to like a point, like adamant about things. But everything is always changing. chunk counter. Okay. When are you gonna get pregnant? Classic. I don't think I can, bro. Despite what the mainstream media wants to tell you, it's just not possible for me. Okay, great. This is exactly what I want. 64? Right. This is 128. That's right. Easy. Okay. Great, so now you can tell how many you need. Fire truck milk? What is fire truck milk? That feels kind of gross, man. Oh wait, that's still got the polls running. Probably stop that, mate. I have to go all the way to the top. I don't know. Oh well. Okay, so that the background kind of sucks. I'd like this to fill up the entire vertical space, but hey, we're making progress on this menu. I find it really tedious, so I appreciate you guys hanging out while I work through this really boring thing. It's either that or I watch anime while I do this. So that's done. Okay, so theoretically, let's see it in action. Let's go to the facility. Okay, so we got a bunch of, we've got an energy upgrade. We'll just add like a health upgrade, which I believe is spelt correctly. Okay, we're rotating it. Duplicate. Generate an ID. Okay. Put them in the collectibles pile. What's up? I just rage quit Unity. What about you? Everything's fine so far? Listen, I haven't had to rage quit Godot pretty much ever. There's one project that I quit because I couldn't, it was a problem with me. I couldn't figure out the math. So skill issue. It's always nice having a body double. Wait, what the heck? How come I can see? That, but not play with KT. Did that go like modded? What's going on? Why can't I see that in one screen? Sounds good. Why is that not showing up? Sounds good. Yeah, it's a skill issue for me too. I guess it's just hard sometimes to do simple things. Where is that coming from? It says YouTube. I don't see it in the YouTube chat. Freaking out. Oh, the chats are like something's weird. What are you looking for? There's chats showing up in my restream chat window. I am going crazy, but it's not showing up in this YouTube Studio specific window, which makes me think if I close that, maybe if I reopen it. I have like 3 chat windows. Actually, technically I can see it 4 times over, but I'm normally just watching the 2 individual windows separately. I think I am crazy. I don't know. You went deleted? No, I'm not going crazy. This guy's in the chat. Play with KT. KYT. Show yourself. Is there like, maybe there's like a There might be like a technical reason, like maybe it's them, maybe it's not me. I don't. Maybe your chat window is in top chat. I've got top fans. Oh, that's a good point though. Reactions, yes. Timestamps, moderate activity, participants. Send feedback. I don't know, man. Actually. Oh, it is set to top chat. Live chat. Thank you. We're back. Now when you type, it should show up in the box above my head. There we go, I can point to it. I can scritch the chatters. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Hey. Okay, where were we? We were testing the UI elements out. What if it's always been like that? Live chat versus top chat. And I just never even realized it because I don't, like chat's been moving a lot tonight, but like sometimes it doesn't move that quickly, you know? Pick up one of these, pick up another one of these, and then oh, it's not happy. Okay, I see how that person, the box above your head, but not in my chat. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's kind of weird with streaming. It's not the best. Okay, heart display. It doesn't exist. Non-existent function in show chunks. Hey, what? Non-existent. Well, it doesn't exist. Okay, so hang on. We go back to in-game menu. These are all dropped because I changed the numbers. Art counter and energy chunk counter. Here is a dog. Maybe your chat is in top chat as well. Okay. Yeah, probably. I guess, can they be set on an individual level? I thought it was just me who got to control that. That is a dog and a cat. Industrial noises? Funk fiction. Okay. Yeah, those don't exist. Let's try again. Delete saves. I had to set my chat to live chat as well to see my own messages. That's hilarious. Okay, it's working. It's just not scaling correctly. Let's go collect some power-ups. I mean, I'm happy with this, but yeah, I guess the scaling issue is really the next problem we have to tackle. I didn't even know it was a thing. I've watched more Twitch streams. I spend more time on Twitch as a viewer, for sure. The other thing I really like about YouTube live streaming, it depends what you watch. Like I used to watch a couple of podcasts, and that was good because obviously you want to keep it in time. You don't want to lose anything. So if you walk away or whatever. But yeah, Twitch is much better in terms of like a live experience. My game reminds you of Mega Man. That's good because that's what I'm trying to make it look like that. I don't know if I'll keep it that way, but when I was making the prototype,
Pikelet milk.
Pikelet milk. Twitch ads are pretty awful. Good point. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium as well, which is way better. Okay, so that works. Okay, let's have a look at the scaling. This is because of the minimum sizing and stuff like that, right? Because I said minimum size for this. This is kind of a problem. Like fit height and keep aspect. Right? If I turn this stuff off, I mean, keep aspect, it obviously gets really small. What we want to do is scale this, fit with, this is fine, right? For the images themselves, right? This setting of like fit height proportional and scale, right? Fit height proportional is not good for this one because That's the same, right? Because it's 240 tall. It's too big. Not fit width. What do I have it on? Keep size. I don't remember. Keep centered. Keep aspect. Keep aspect centered is probably best. Keep size. I'd rather it be scale, right? I'd rather it have the opposite problem if we make it small and then bring it up to real size, right? I feel like that makes more sense. Because that way we can have, I mean, I only have a 1080p screen. So like realistically, it's not going to be anything smaller than that, but you never know, right? Like what if someone puts this on a Steam Deck, right? That's 720p. So how is this getting worked out? These have a minimum size on them? Something has a minimum size, I know that much. 480 by 480.
Good.
Full rect? This has a size, but normally you can't change this stuff. You can change custom minimum size. Oh, there it is there. So we can change that. Is that the thing that's driving the sizing though? We can just remove that for a second. That's not that important. We really want to avoid hard coding pixel figures. But you can't get around this. The custom minimum size. You know? See, if you take away the custom minimum size of that, then things get really weird. It's just gone. Because the layout's different. Keep aspects centered. I guess, yeah, okay. So that's how we can make it so it's consistent. We just have to decide on the sizing. So I probably need to rethink the approach for this, but at least the functionality's there. Because this is way smaller. Keep size, keep centered. Very small now. Because it's 64 by 64. I mean, what else? You know what I mean? It's always going to be that way. So I need to probably decide on what the minimum size would be. So what's like the smallest screen I think would be 720p. So if I'm going to build assets for like a full screen, I probably want to make the custom minimum size for a grid container to be suitable for that. And then scale up from there. And anything lower, tough luck, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with UI elements, so to speak. Driving the size of the layout, if that makes sense. I suppose, technically, columns 1... Now, I need to rethink this. This is an HBox container. It takes up the entire space. Then we have a grid and a separator. And then there'll be like another grid on this side with your inventory or whatever the heck. Now, I have to run. Have a nice day. You too, dude. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Drain milk fire forklift.
Indeed. So... we need something else to drive the size of these. If we know it's always only going to be 2, it doesn't have to be a grid container. It can actually be a VBox container. Milky Tracker when? What is this Milky Tracker stuff? Is it in the browser or you have to download it? Oh yeah, okay. Standalone? Win64 zip. Does this just work out of the box or am I gonna have to set it up? It's 1 megabyte. It's nothing. I wonder, will it work with my keyboard? Extract all. Is it an install or is it just run? It just runs. Okay, easy. Hang on a second. What's the time? I don't know. Oh, I do have a USB. Oops, sorry. Hell yeah. Where is Xilinx when you need him? Cables all over the place. Okay, so here's the issue then. Oh, this, I don't know if this is bit loose. It's kind of ancient. Okay, so that's good. And then if I open up that app again, that should just pick it up out of the box. Will it pick up the MIDI? I don't know. Oh, this is actually a tracker. I don't know if this will work out with it. Now that I see this and I know what it is, I'm not that well versed in using this type of software. Yeah. Keyboard, octave, 1, step 2, channel, mute, solo. Does it take MIDI in? You can just scale around the UI container to test how it reacts differently to sizes and ratios. That's true. Because this is like for making game music, which I'm not experienced with, believe it or not. Samples, load, example songs. Okay, this is just annoying. Untitled XEI. I don't know what I'm doing. Zap instruments? No. I thought you were a professional. When did I say I was a professional musician? I don't know what I'm doing with this. I've never used this, but I was going to use Reaper. I don't know if Reaper will work. It'll probably break my stream. If this breaks my audio, I just end the stream. Guitars on the wall? Yeah, dude. I can make music, but not with a tracker like that. Stolen version of Reaper? Well, not stolen, just trial version of Reaper. Reaper it's mapped, so theoretically it should come through. Yeah, but like, why isn't this tracking counting down? Still evaluating. There it is. Why does that sound off? Wait. One day Mozart right here, yeah. I can play a chord. I'm so bad. But yeah, this is how I'm gonna make the music. I hate this keyboard. Those noises were on my end for a second. Anyway, I'm actually kind of one of the things that I always kind of forget with music is that it's kind of like a muscle. Whereas like you'll never forget like how to play a chord, right? But you will sort of forget how to make decent music, if that makes sense. Ooh. Like the progression. Yeah, like in 2017 I was writing tons of music when I was in university and high school. I was writing tons of music. And like, yeah, I can still use the tools, but I can't like write songs. So what have I got here? This is like the last thing I made. Okay. You know, it's fine. It's nothing to write home about, but if I go to like SoundCloud and I pull up my old SoundCloud to like show, I promise you I can make music, although I'm not that good. So you've only got 49 followers on SoundCloud. Ooh. You know, what's a good song? They're all privated because I don't want you to hear my bad singing. Let's do shout out to my old friend Tristan. Where is it? Not 2 weeks notice. Where'd it go? It's really far down because I haven't written music in a really long time. Actually, it's going to be right near the bottom now that I think about it. Autumn Romance, One Night Stand as a song. Like, shout out to my friend who sung for this. I don't sing. I'm not that good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you could write stuff like that. Like, I couldn't do this today. You know? Although this is just an acoustic progression. It's not that complicated. You could have told me it was 9:49. I'm not your dad. So yeah. It's been a while. 13 years ago. Yeah, like I feel like, you know, you produce this properly and it's a modern song, you know? And he's a really good singer. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You actually had a SoundCloud? I haven't published any music for a really long time, and I privated a lot of it because like I was singing, but I'm not that good at it. So I think this is public still. This is really loud though. Where's the volume controller for this? But I'm not that good singer. But this was like more properly produced. Skip to the end. I wrote a song a while back and I was working on getting it produced but never finished it. Nice, dude. It's expensive. Whoa, what happened there? But this is not game music, you know? It's different. It's a completely different skill set. You don't have any recordings that are not private? Yeah, it's a bit like that. I used to be just like, I didn't care, but then at some point I was like, actually, this is pretty cringe. She sent me a sample. Okay, wait. The producer actually wanted to do it for free? Nice. We just lost touch. And was coming together really nice. Yeah, I guess if they're building the portfolio, you can get that stuff done for free. But yeah, like there's a big difference between that and like the Milky tracker. which is a tracker, which is specifically for making game music. I have seen these. You're meant to like code in the different notes on this sequencer, but I've never used anything like that before. I don't think anything you've played here sounded cringe for the record. That's because I didn't play you the cringe stuff. You know what I mean? Where is it? Pyromania, integrate. Like what's cringe? Not that I don't believe you, something cringe exists. It's just like vocally. I think the thing is like with music and like it can be fine, but like if it's not good, you can really tell. I don't know. Like it's nothing that I made was like bad on a technical level. It just wasn't good. I also auto-tuned my voice because I can't actually sing, you know? But like music is not that hard, you know? It's a little bit easier. And music can be super hit or miss. Yeah, exactly. Like this is just the kind of stuff that I would make before I was making games. But it's also like harder to get, like music is way more competitive as an industry. It's just like, I love singing, but I'm probably not a great singer. You know who else sings? Neil Young, yeah. So I would like auto-tune and like put like distortion on my voice because it's just not that strong. But yeah, it's something. I don't have any power. Is it all real instruments? No, it's just guitar. It's just guitar and then the rest is sampled. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I used to play it all the time on stream, but without the vocals. It was like my intro song. Because it's like just a nice little jangly song. But it's yeah, I don't know. It's just something. But yeah, I like this like sort of airy, jangly stuff. Gorillaz vibes? Ah. I was going for like what is it called? The Wombats or like thank you. Are you going to use the instrumental version in your game? I think it would be a nice. I will. Well, I'm gonna probably write my own music, but I don't know what it will sound like. I'm going for Game Boy Advance level. So technically any music is go because that thing was capable of playing regular music. So yeah, I think it can have guitars, which will make my life way easier because it's the one instrument that I can play well. So we'll see. It depends. Thank you. And was it? I had one, but I never actually heard anything beyond what it sounded like in game. I've been researching lately. I might have only had Game Boy Color games. That'll do it. Yeah. That was like my main console for like ages. Like I played Game Boy Advance pretty like a lot. Like obviously that was when I was like 10, right? I don't know when did the Game Boy Advance come out? I had one on release. Uh, 2001, yeah. So I was 11 years old. I just played the shit out of that thing until I was like 14, and whenever the DS came out, and it had that too. But like, I had a lot of games. I played tons of games on the Game Boy Advance. So I'm like, yeah, that's the target. Sort of like, I feel like my Game Boy Advance SP was always with me. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good system. Might be one of the best. I'd say that or PS2 between the two. But Game Boy Advance was really good. The last 2D one. They were smaller, that's right. Yeah, they were like half size. Yeah, I've been replaying Mega Man Zero as some research, and it's been kicking my ass. That game was super hard. It's no wonder I never finished it. Just have to save scum my way through it. The backlight was so much nicer, and the little dongle attachment for car rides. Yeah, Game Boy Advance SP really changed things. Prior to that, you couldn't play when the sun went down. Which is kind of crazy. It's actually kind of a good thing when I think about it as a child. Like if that had a backlight when I was like peak playing time, you know what I mean? Like by the time the SP came out, I was a little bit older. I was in high school, you know. That would have ruined me. I don't think I got one straight away. I did have one. I definitely had an Advance, and then I got an SP, and then a DS. At some point, I had a job that I was able to buy all this stuff. All my parents bought it for me. I don't know. No, well, they definitely bought me the Advance and the SP because I was too young to have a job at that point. I went from Game Boy with Pokemon to iPod Touch with Plants vs. Zombies when I was 8. Damn. You missed out on a great era. Plants vs. Zombies was pretty good though. But there's a lot of good games on that system. I'm actually amazed, like when I go back and I look at these older games, like I was playing Wario World on the Game Boy Pocket with my wife. We're playing through that. We should probably finish that. We're just going life for life over Christmas. And it was like, this game was made in like 1993. And it's so good. Like it's very well put together for the technology at the time, you know? And I'm not talking about like, I guess like obviously it's black and white and there are sort of aspects of that era with like live systems and like how that worked. But like once you die, you have to start the entire game again kind of thing. But like the overall gameplay and game design was so good. So like they had that stuff figured out really early on. They just, I think it was, I mean, obviously Nintendo. That's why they're the goats. That's why they've been around forever. Some of those games are so complex. It's just incredibly optimized when you consider the constraints. It's insane. It's very impressive that they were able to like actually make good games. I mean, a lot of people didn't make good games. Like you can find some dog shit games for those systems. But like, not a Nintendo first. Alas, I am going to have to leave you. But we'll keep working. I'm going to finish the UI probably tomorrow. And then, I don't know, we've got level design, artwork. We're good to go we're like on the home stretch for demo. But like, I'm dragging my feet because it's the stuff I don't like. Like all the hard stuff's done. We just got to do some art and maybe create a few other systems. I don't know. Oh, office objects. That's right. That's my plan. I need to add in like scene dressing. Worksheet. This stuff. It's like lockers and computers. So that's on the docket for Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday probably. I don't know. One of those days. If not, I might get to it first, but I don't know. Alright guys, where are we off to? Some of those games, oh wait, no, I read that already. When do you normally stream? I try to do it like at least 2 to 3 times a week. I've not been super consistent lately. So I think I used to say like Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays, but lately it's been more like
good night, pink eye floor, pancake floor, roof, floor, pancake.
Okay. Mondays based, yes. Make a Monday, and let's try for Wednesday. Actually, I'm going into the office. There's people coming from interstate, so I might end up there late. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on the Discord. Or you can just ping me. We can go to Randy, fellow Australian game developer. Same category. Just those two. Okay, well, you're off to Randy then. He's a lot bigger than me, but you can have it.
Good donut are.
Good donut tonight. We are unable. Oh, we can't raid Randy. He doesn't allow it. Same category. No one's live tonight.
Forklift fire truck.
Filter by category? No. Tag. There we go. Godot. Just trying to get an idea of when to think about checking, but around 4 a.m. Eastern T. I hope you're not waking up for me. If you're awake, that's great, but like that's early or late, depending on your sleep cycle. Ruthio's live, but she's Spanish. That's probably not going to work for you guys. Oh damn, it's crazy. I guess. Software and game development. Man, ain't nobody around. I'm at ST2. I've been coding all night, but I usually analyze pre-market stocks between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. Damn. It's crazy, dude. Oh, New Zealand, okay. You can go to this guy. He's playing Minecraft. Oh, something, I don't know. You're going there, whether you like it or not. And YouTube. I have the ability to do that here, but sometimes it don't work. So I am going to go down to the very bottom of this, customization.
No
And I guess you get Pirate Software because he's the only one that's live. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Ending now. Thanks for the support, everybody. I really appreciate it. Oh, fuck. I don't know how to... Wait, where's my browser? I got too many open. Raid now. Let's go. See ya.